Tonight on the Night Team. More name, image, and likeness opportunities for U of L student athletes. How a $1 million partnership will support your athletes. Plus, a medication meant to help people addicted to drugs is more restricted in Kentucky than some opioids themselves.
The disappointing thing is that very few people with opioid use disorder receive it, and there's a lot of barriers to accessing it.
We're hearing from Kentuckians who are saying an outdated state drug policy will risk even more lives. And securing 5 nominations for the Latin Music Awards of Kentucky, we sat down with Henry Miles, sharing his love for bachata music and why he's not planning to leave his home of Kentuckiana.
Because first I want to actually get back to where I'm from.
Right now on the WHAS11 Night Team. A man was hit and killed crossing the street early this morning near Iroquois Park. Thanks for joining us here on the Night Team. I'm Alex Dieterer. The crash happened just after 3 this morning. LMPD says a man was hit by a truck near Palatka Road and Manslick Road. Police say a man was driving a pickup truck towards this intersection and hit the man, who was wearing dark clothing and attempted to cross Manslick Road, disregarding the crosswalk. Officers say the man driving the truck stopped and waited for help to arrive. The pedestrian did die at the scene. LMPD says the driver is cooperating with their investigation and no other vehicles were involved. A home in the Holly Villa neighborhood caught fire earlier tonight around 5. LMPD says they got called out to a working structure fire on June Drive. They went to assist Fairdale Fire. LMPD also says there was a report of trouble on the scene around 5:15 this evening. Once on the scene, the officers did confirm that there was a fire. Officials say everyone was able to get out of the structure. LMPD says they do not have any information on the condition of those who may have been inside, and Metro Arson is leading this investigation. New here at 11, one Kentuckiana resident has 5 nominations for the upcoming Kentucky Latin Music Awards held on 4th Street Live later this month. The Night Team's Clarice Shaley sat down with Afro-Latino artist Henry Miles today for Moments That Matter. Bringing bachata music to Kentuckiana.
So music, I feel like, is like a diary.
Henry Miles is putting his diary to a beat.
But also, like, I make it where you can dance to it, because that's what bachata is. Like, it still has that beat where it's like, it might be sad, but you can still dance.
Seeing music as a symbol of moving through life.
Born and raised in Kentuckiana, Afro-Latino artist Henry Miles has been writing since he was 12 years old. He's written in a few different genres, but bachata music has caught his attention, and he tells me why.
You can feel everything that they're saying, and that's basically what it means to me as being a bachata artist. Like, I want you to feel like what that song's speaking.
Miles has 5 nominations for the Latin Music Awards of Kentucky later in September, held at 4th Street Live. His nominations are Best Latin Artist, Best New Latin Artist, Best Latin Album, Best Latin Single, and Best Latin Music Video.
It would benefit you more career-wise to be elsewhere, to be in Chicago, to be in New York, to be in Miami.
Yeah.
Why do you stay here?
Because first I want to actually get back to where I'm from.
He feels like he's already doing that with his music, like with his song "Soy Tu Bachatero," which was just released in July.
Soy tu means like I'm yours. So like I can be everything that you could wish and you would want.
The music video features well-known Louisville backdrops, the Falls of the Ohio, the silhouette of Louisville skyline, and Noche Mexican restaurant off Bardstown Road.
They'd be like, oh, we know that place, or hey, we were just there, and they can enjoy music at the same time as seeing like what that place actually means, what these places around us actually stand for.
Using music to highlight his appreciation for his community. For Moments That Matter, I'm Clarice Shaley with the WHAS 11 Night Team on your side. The 7th Latin Music Awards of Kentucky are being held September 20th at 4th Street Live. More name, image, and likeness opportunities for U of L student athletes. The University of Louisville Athletic Department announced today a new partnership with Danny Wimmer Presents. As part of this agreement, DWP will make $1 million commitment over the next decade to support student athletes. Marketing opportunities will be open for the students to promote local music festivals such as Louder Than Life and Bourbon and Beyond. Athletes will collaborate with DWP through social campaigns, in-person activities, and community events that connect Louisville's music culture with Louisville athletics. And speaking of Bourbon and Beyond, heads up, we are just now 4 days away from the music festival. Big names like Noah Kahan, Fish, the Lumineers, and Kentucky's own Cage the Elephant will be just some of the artists performing across this 4-day event. This year, the festival is getting moved to the Highland Festival grounds to help add a buffer to lower the noise level in the surrounding neighborhoods. Bourbon and Beyond is also partnering with Kentucky Kingdom this year, allowing festival goers access to some of the rides in the park. And new tonight, Norton patients insured by Cigna will now be covered a little bit longer. This is following Cigna Healthcare's decision to terminate its contract with Norton, which was supposed to take effect tomorrow. Norton announced today that an extension of Cigna's termination notice is now in place through October 1st, meaning that patients covered by Cigna will continue to receive in-network benefits until the 1st of October. Norton said the extension is in place while the health insurance company and hospital system work on finalizing a long-term agreement. Well, the call is growing louder for one Kentucky state agency to reverse course and make one addiction medication easier to access. Kentucky has the 7th worst overdose death rate in the United States. That's according to data from the Kaiser Family Foundation. That's a nonprofit that focuses on health policy research. You can see right here that Kentucky is in that dark red color. The state has a deadly overdose death rate of nearly 50 per 100,000 people, with a majority being opioid related. That ranks us in the top 10 states, with Tennessee and West Virginia even worse. Tonight, we're hearing from Kentuckians in recovery, doctors, and lawmakers who say an outdated state drug policy will risk even more lives. Isaiah Kim Martinez first takes us to Vocal Kentucky, a grassroots organization working to break the stigma of addiction.
Brittany Morris serves the people of Louisville every single day, reaching those who are unhoused and battling addiction.
Typically, the way we do it is we set up all the bags and then we'll put like chips in each bag.
She's been working at Vocal Kentucky, headquartered just east of downtown, for nearly 3 years. In that same time frame, she became a mom.
She is beautiful. She is almost 3 years old.
Morris says it was when she learned she was pregnant that she made the difficult but necessary decision to get sober.
I couldn't do it after I seen the positive on the test because it was no longer just my body anymore. It was hers too.
Her medication, prescribed by a doctor, was buprenorphine.
It did take away my cravings for other drugs, but I never felt like I was high off of it.
It's better known by brand names like Suboxone, taken to treat opioid use disorder.
Buprenorphine reduces the mortality from opioid use disorder by more than 50%.
Buprenorphine is designed to help with severe withdrawal symptoms. Yet, advocates say its use is highly restrictive in Kentucky, frustrating physicians like Dr. Michelle Lofwall at the University of Kentucky.
The disappointing thing is that very few people with opioid use disorder receive it, and there's a lot of barriers to accessing it.
Republican State Representative Kim Mosier is a retired neonatal intensive care unit nurse.
We're not even limiting the opioids, but we're limiting the treatment. This makes no sense.
At issue is Kentucky's 7-page regulation on buprenorphine. It outlines the rules of when doctors can prescribe it, pharmacies can dispense it, patients can take it, and how much.
You can only have a first dose of 4 milligrams. Well, sometimes we need to give 8.
The Kentucky Board of Medical Licensure, based in Louisville, makes these rules and can penalize physicians who violate them.
It's unnecessary, and we can repeal it. and we should repeal this regulation.
Addiction medicine specialist Dr. James Murphy, testifying here in front of state lawmakers in Frankfort, is fighting to deregulate buprenorphine in Kentucky. He points to the fact that Congress has already taken steps to do so at the federal level. In 2022, lawmakers in D.C. eliminated the need for doctors to get federal waivers to prescribe the drug. But in Kentucky today, that requirement is still there. The board calls them guardrails.
What would you call them?
I would call them burdensome right now. I think that we need to trust our well-trained doctors.
After my request to the Medical Licensure Board to discuss the regulation went unanswered, I went to their Louisville office, where I was told to leave my contact information. A day later, I got a call from Leanne Diakov, the board's general counsel, who told me they would not be commenting on the issue.
If this was a cancer medication or a medication for heart disease, we wouldn't have a problem with it. But I think there's just very long-standing stigma and sometimes frank discrimination.
I asked Dr. Loftwall if there are any dangers to overprescribing buprenorphine.
Yes, there are side effects. We do need to prescribe it safely, but it is safe.
This year, Representative Mosier filed a bill that would have protected doctors from losing their licenses or getting fined by the Medical Licensure Board for prescribing buprenorphine. The bill did not pass.
Do you plan to refile the bill and continue that push this coming session?
I would like to not have to. Putting stricter regulations in place in Kentucky is just not getting us anywhere.
Back at Vocal Kentucky,
So if people need something, even if it's just as little as socks, they come and write their name.
Brittany Morris remembers well the challenges of a few years ago.
There had been times that I cried myself to sleep because I just wanted to use so bad.
And the difference that having access to treatment made in her life.
I feel like if it wasn't for Suboxone, that I probably would have given in to those temptations. I just feel like we shouldn't make it harder for people to try to get sober.
Her mission
There's my daughter's handprint right there.
is for thousands of other Kentuckians to experience the same turnaround and second chance that she did. Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 on your side.
There was supposed to be a meeting next Tuesday in Frankfort between the state's Medical Licensure Board and lawmakers to discuss the buprenorphine rules and proposed changes to them. That discussion without explanation has been taken off the meeting agenda. It's worth noting that overdose deaths in Kentucky are down 30% as of 2024, but more than 1,400 Kentuckians still died from overdose last year.